Hi everyone, it's me again. This is Mehdi Dion. So this will be my second video to talk about something similar to what I mentioned previously in meditation. Alignment, being your authentic self, to connect to the source. So today I want to talk about this second topic, allow your light to shine through. And I promise you I will keep this video shorter because the last video it was really long. So here we go. Let's talk about this second topic today. So do you have light? Where's the light? Have you thought about that? When we talk about authentic self, what exactly we talk about? What are we referring to? Do we have light? The answer is simple. It's a definitely yes. Not just a yes, but a big yes. How much of light? Infinite. Why is that? Because we're created in the image of God, right? When we talk about image, are we really talking about this image? No. The divine, the creator, the divine source, the oneness, the higher intelligence is formless. So when we talk about the image, it's not necessarily what we refer to, what we are able to see with the naked eyes to see the physique on the outside. It's something that referring to the essence of who we are, the light. So you'll be like, wait a second, so where is it then? You said there is so much infinite amount of light. It's in us. Where is it? I can't see it. So clean out your inner dirty laundry. Why I talk about dirty laundry? We talk about light. We talk about authentic self. All of a sudden I talk about dirty laundry. This is one of my favorite analogy. So imagine you walk into your home or somebody's home. As soon as you open the door, just a bunch of stuff. Perhaps you can smell. It's just like, oh, you don't want to be there. Think about that. Years upon years of accumulation of emotional junk sitting inside your sanctuary, your home. Your emotions basically it's kind of like, you know how sometimes you have paint and some of the random stuff. As the time goes by, things just got stuck, got sticking to some surfaces. It get dry off, it just got crumbly. And so emotions are not tangible thing to talk about, but it's something that we can truly feel. But it's also part of energy. No matter what we're talking about, an object, human body, a thought, emotions, they are all energies, simply just vibrating at different frequencies for what we can perceive or experience. Now, so imagine your emotional garbage just being built up since the day that you were born. And as life happens and you're just getting into some really rough patches, sometimes you may have a good, happy period of time, and sometimes you just have really bad period of time where you just didn't even want to go back or to talk about it or to revisit it. So you just dump everything into this sanctuary yourself. That's why you can't really see it. Can you imagine you're willing to take the time and just go and say, you know what, I'm going to take a week to clean out this place, or maybe a month, or maybe a year. And when you are able to make the determination and commitment to take some time, not do it all at once, you cannot just clean out all the junk that you accumulate for decades. It just doesn't work that way. So again, you want to be able to allow yourself to have a reasonable amount of time and go in and start to clean out the junk. And then eventually you're starting to see that, oh my goodness, I really have thrown in a lot of stuff that I kept it to myself. As I always tell people, especially my clients and some of my good friends, I said that do not hold on to your emotions as if they are your hostage. Emotions are supposed to be felt and then release and let go. Emotions are not the type of thing like a teddy bear that you want to hold on to it, you want to cuddle with it, and then you're going to sleep with it. No, you don't. And so here, when I talk about cleaning out your dirty laundry, clean out your room, clean out your sanctuary by doing what? I talked about that in the last video, meditation. Of course you can do hypnotherapy. Of course you can use EFT. Of course you can use EMDR. Of course you can just to go for a walk and do exercise. Of course you can play some instruments. Whatever works for you, right? You can do healing, do whatever you want to do to be able permanently to remove that piece of emotions tied to whatever not so great of life events that happen to you and trigger you in keeping that piece of souvenir, not so great of emotional response, and you kept it as if you are collecting souvenirs. So again, as you learn to take the initiative, make a commitment, and start cleaning out your own sanctuary, you start to notice the light will start to come through from the cracks and in between the space, and then you will start to realize that, oh my God, yes, that's me. That's my light. That's my source of strength. That's my source of creativity. That's the source of love. My gifts, they are all hidden in the sanctuary of mine. My whole being. Just to take a second and think about that. Visualize it. After you clean the whole space, sparkling clean. And now you will just feel this like, whoa, cleared the clutters and I'm finally done, and it feels so good. The power of healing, it's truly resemble what I just talked about, cleaning the house, cleaning out the clutters, right? Remove the clutters, energetically speaking and emotionally speaking. Okay. Once you're able to do that, then you will see the light without me telling you or trying to explain to you, because you will recognize it. And that's how important it is to do reflective work, healing work. It doesn't matter what modality. It doesn't matter you have to stick with so-and-so's approach. Whatever works for you. And I apologize, Rocky is really snoring. So at least he's snoring but not talking. But anyways, I hope this makes sense to you and be able to see it in your head. Think about things being cleaned out, completely clean. Everything's wiped down. Just looks so good and feels good and feel very relaxing. Just to see that image in your head and imagine that's actually happening to your well-being. Well, obviously my dog just continue to sleep and snore, and he just make me laugh. Anyways, so somebody said that, well, I have done everything that I should be doing. I create a great success, make a lot of money, I am very accomplished. I have a good life, at least on the outside, for what people are perceiving that individual's accomplishment. And then that individual was still saying like, but I'm not happy. I'm still very miserable. I'm still pretty much the same old person that I have been struggling to battle with the same emptiness, the same feelings of it. It feels yucky. Why? Why I have done all these great things and I'm still feeling the same? It doesn't change a damn thing, right? Why is that? Because this is a very classic example, because a lot of people truly what they feel more comfortable, what they think is always going out, right? Going outward to find things to validate their existence, to validate their worthiness. I'm one of those people to start with. Like, you talk about people who are very much overachieving, trying to find things to overcompensate for what they don't think they have, for what they don't think they could have done, right? So they do a lot more on the outside to make them feel like I am worthy, I'm capable. So we have tendency to seek for those external validations by doing something great. So don't get me wrong, it's nothing bad about doing something great and create a great career, build a big business, create your empire, to do whatever you need to do. That's wonderful. Nothing should be stopping us to pursue those things. But again, we lost sight on what is truly going on. The problem was not truly completely on the outside. In fact, it's the opposite on the inside. And when we fail to look within and do the inner healing, to be able to see our light, to be ourselves, right? How can we be our authentic selves? To do the nitty-gritty work by removing out all those junk and dirty laundry, so that we can be our authentic self, meaning to be able to see our own light. The light will be able to come forth and through us and elevate us without being able to invest the time and energy and commitment to do this very heavy duty work, because it is heavy. Then no matter what we do on the outside, it's not gonna fix the problem. Right? If I have to call it like fix the problem, I have to identify the problem first. If we can't even identify where the problem is, how can we come up with a solution? We can't. So again, this part is so important. Be able to see our own light and be our own light and be the love, to start from within, is fundamentally the most important piece. I'm not telling you not to do what you should be doing, what you are capable of doing, what you're pursuing. No, you keep doing what you're doing on the outside, but you definitely have to do this to match inner world and the outer world. We have to be able to match. Now you are truly working on this amazing transformation. So again, this is a very typical question. There are too many people who will ask the same question: what have I done wrong? Why am I feeling exactly the same? It's a very common thing, because I was one of those people to feel like I thought I accomplished this. Look at that. It's because we were wired to seek on the outside. Because our egoistic mind loves to really make us, to trick us to think the problem is on the outside. It's something else on the outside. I am fine. No, I'm not fine. I hope that makes sense. So external versus internal, that's really what that means. We have to find the common ground. We have to take the initiative to be willing to see it's not just something on the outside. We want to do both, not just one way or the other, without the other. Okay. Now, so obviously I already talked about healing and meditation, healing, and healing, and healing. So here I talk about healing. It's about AOL. So it's not the other AOL a long time ago. But look at this. A stands for what? Align. You want to be able to stay in alignment with your higher self, with the divine within, not on the outside, right? So to do that, remember I talked about the dirty laundry? We have to be able to think about how to get rid of the dirty laundry. Number one is to align. In other words, you just have to set the intention. Let me tell you, AOL, all 3 steps are all about intention and permission. We have to give ourselves the permission to do what we truly want to do. You may still feel like there is a resistance to do something that you make a commitment to yourself. Okay? It happens. It happens. I guarantee you will run into the situation where I want to lose weight, I want to quit smoking, I want to do this, but. Subconsciously, we tend to have the underlying resistance or secondary gain. That's what I call it. So when we are making a commitment to say, I want to heal, right? I listened to your video, watched it, and I really want to do it, but whenever we are saying something that we are motivated to do something, we realize you say something and you have a word, but that's almost like counteracting to what you just said. Basically, it's canceling out for what you just said. But that's okay. You become more aware of there is an underlying current. It's going against where you're going. That's the step 1 to be able to identify where the problem is. And that's good. Now, going into the actual step is to set the intention. I know that I still have the resistance, but I am asking, invoking. So the invocation is very, very important. When we talk about alignment, we are truly setting intention to ask for our higher self that I'm willing to surrender, right? Surrender what? Surrender the resistance to make some positive changes, to clear out all my dirty laundry inside of me. I want to be able to be happy, be free, feel good. I want to feel good. I want to be at peace, right? So you have to start with the alignment. The way I do it, it's very simple. Sometimes I notice I have a really huge resistance for certain things. It happened not too long ago, I would say a couple months ago. It hit me really hard. And I've done a lot of inner work. For the last several years, I really very diligently done a lot of work on myself on a daily basis. But when that situation happened, it triggered me so badly that I really have a hard time to do anything that I share with you today and even in the previous videos. So what happened was I could not even control my own emotions, and my monkey brain just wouldn't shut off, which was bad because normally I can just shift my mind pretty quickly. Even when I'm in a not so good space, I will be able to shift my mind, shift my energy pretty quickly. But that situation really lasts for almost 1 week. That's a long period of time, considered to be really long period of time for me, because there is a deeper layer of problem that I wasn't ready to look at until when that happened, when I got triggered. I finally slowly be able to realize what is truly going on, where I got stuck on, where I was resisting to something that I'm not going to talk about that in that particular detail, but just to tell you how much I recognize, like, wow, this is the reason why my monkey brain just doesn't shut off like how it used to. That's how my brain used to be. I was just so feisty. The ego is so feisty. It's not even funny, like. So then when I was finally able to do other work that I know how to calm myself down, or at least to reduce a little bit of the intensity of it, right? So I really did that, anything that I can think of, everything that I've known, that I've learned, I used all that. It took me a few days down, within the 1 week time, I was able to bring myself back to a somewhat normal, somewhat more stable, emotionally speaking, and clear head, a little bit better. Then I was able to identify what is truly going on. Then I was able to do it. So in other words, when I got stuck in that type of really severe case, like something that really deeply triggered in me, that I just couldn't really control my reactions to it, then I would do the invocation. And I would say, please, I talk to God, okay? Some people may not like the term God. Some people just call it divine, whatever works for you. I just talk to God, the creator. So that, look, this doesn't shut off, but I know where the problem is now. I still cannot do anything in particular because I use all the tools in my toolbox. Everything that I've learned, that you make me learn, I already learned quite a bit of it. Nothing truly really works, okay? I need your help. So basically, I invoke, I ask for the higher power within. So as much as I was talking about this, I was talking to my higher self with the strong intention, saying like, help, I really need help. I know where the problem is. I just cannot do it right now. Can you just back me up on this? Help me on this. And I was just very much, how do I describe the sensation? I will say it this way. So I will just demonstrate how I said it in my private time here. Literally, it was here. I remember I cried because I got triggered really badly. Something really, really bad, and something long time ago when I was a little kid. Little kid. Okay, so that hurt so much. So I have to walk outside of this tiny home and said, God, please, can I deal with this? I've done a lot of work. It didn't work. But I know where the problem is now. So you gotta help me out on this one, because I have been doing a lot of work on myself, and I gave myself the credit that you need to help me on this one. Even when you're going to school, you still have some mentors and tutors. Like, now I need that tutor, I need that mentor, I need that extra help. So here you are, you're going to help me. So I am literally talking to my higher self, to the creator, to the divine, to the Holy Spirit, like literally, please help me out because I am so tired of this. With the knowing. So here's the key. When I said it the way I said it, just because I'm just being human. But with the inner knowing that when I said those things and make that request, I did my version of invocation, calling in the power and let the higher power to do it. Why is that? Because I know deep down in my gut, in my bone, in my soul, that will just work fine. And that was it. That was my step one. That's my A. Because I couldn't get into the meditative state. It was so bad that I just could not do it, and I would have palpitation. That was bad. That really triggered me pretty deeply for me to have palpitation. Not quite panic attack, but definitely a palpitation. I can feel it, right? The heart is racing and pounding and all the good stuff. So anyways, so that's the step one. Pretty straightforward. You just have to know. You have to trust if you don't know. At least you have to take the leap of faith to trust that when I hand it over to the divine, it will be taken care of, done. Signed, sealed, and delivered, like being a real estate agent. Okay, so you have to really be able to have the conviction to know that when you make that request, when you do that invocation, it is done. This is important. Number two, open your heart. That is just buy one get one free. That's a BOGO. When you are able to do that, you are so tired, you hand it over, you outsource it. Let's just use the term. You outsource that request, that job, okay, that task, that project, okay. You outsource it. The next thing you expect it's gonna be done, okay. That means your heart has to be open for you to be able to receive what will be done. That space has to be open. When you make that request, automatically you are allowing your heart to open up. I hope you can see the correlation, because otherwise it won't work. So when you are giving, you have to be able to trust that. Same thing, really, I think that's a good analogy to outsource it, right? Even though it's not really outside of me, it's part of me. The divine is part of me. I'm part of the divine, okay? But using this analogy, when you outsource to somebody, you pay somebody, okay? Obviously, I don't have to pay the divine to do it, but you get what I'm saying, that you trust that project will be done, and therefore you're expecting. The expecting, it's automatically to allow your heart to open, okay? Step three, let it go. So that means once you open your heart and outsource the job to the divine, you open your heart and get ready to receive the completed project. As you are doing this heart opening, you are also allowing yourself to let go of anything that don't serve you. So in other words, when we say to let go, it's letting go of everything that will counteract of what I just outsourced. Whether it's about something that I feel frustrated that I couldn't do it myself, and now I have to ask for help. Even that piece, we tend to be very harsh on ourselves and say that, look, I've done a lot of great work, and look what happened to me. I couldn't do it myself. I have to outsource it to the creator to do it. Dang it. I should have done better. We'll still have tendency to think and feel that way. So when I talk about let it go, I mean let everything go when it comes to this specific situation or struggle or emotional pain, whatever that might be. You just let it go. And just trust the process, because you are already expecting that piece of healing done. Okay? So this is the true concept of any forms of healing. Even if you're going to see a doctor, even if you are going to have a surgery, the way our brain works, sometimes we will feel very confident for 1 second and the next second we don't. Especially if you have a very severe illness, a major surgery. You will try to pump up your confidence and trust, and then you'll be like, oh yeah, I'm good, I trust the doctor, I trust everything will be fine. And then the next thing you sit down being quiet, being by yourself, and then you think too much, you overthink, and then eventually you start to doubt the process. You're starting to doubt the doctor. You're starting to see some of the stuff that you really trying to talk yourself out of it. That's just the monkey brain talking. That has nothing to do with the divine piece, meaning your authentic self, your true self, your light. The divine within, it's always pure and perfect. That's truly who we are. The imperfection is coming from the obscure view of egoistic mind. But even for the ego, we can still be loving and being kind, be compassionate about, well, this is your experience, you don't feel trusting, and here I am. I'm going to allow my higher self to heal, including you. So I don't know if you've heard, some people actually will even do healing to the ego, the wounded ego. Not wounded warrior, but wounded ego. Just because it's the true nature of who we are. We are the embodiment of divine light and divine love. When we truly acknowledge and embrace and call on that energy and that power, the infinite light, infinite love, then everything will be shifted, because the infinite love, the vibration of it is way higher than what we got stuck on. So that's why I keep telling people that if you want to forgive, right? Let it go. Let go of everything. Forgive yourself. Don't be harsh to yourself. Don't be harsh on other people, the circumstance. Really let it go by forgiving. Forgiving cannot be done at a low level vibration. So you have to get to a higher vibrational frequency in order for us to be able to forgive. This is very important piece. Most people will feel very struggling when it comes to forgiveness, because you cannot forgive somebody when you are freaking pissed off. Because the pissed off energy, the anger, the rage energy is so dense and so low, you cannot shift anything from the lower vibration. You just can't. That's why when people suffer, when there's a natural disaster, when there's something bad happen to a country, many people die. Look at Turkey. After the earthquake, and then another earthquake. When we are providing help and supporting, we have to stay in a higher vibrational frequency, meaning we have to stay connect and be in alignment, I should say, with our higher self, to stay in the frequency, so that when we help, we are sending out the higher vibrational frequency to all the people who are being affected, and help them to shift their vibrations for them. That's how healing is done. You can never have somebody who is lower vibration to heal somebody else. It just doesn't work. So anyways, I hope this makes sense. And you don't need to search your life purpose. As you allow your light to come through, guess what? Your answers will be presented and provided to you. Your purpose comes to you. You don't go seek for your purpose. You're not looking, when you're trying to look for something as if you don't have it and you're lost, you are not truly lost. You are just being blindsided by the dirty laundry. You just don't see it. But you didn't lose anything. your true self, your treasures, your wisdoms, your creative mind, those ideas, everything is there. You're just not seeing it because all the stuff is piling up and blocking your view. So you didn't lose anything to begin with. So your purpose, it's already been planned. The seeds have been planted. Things are in motions behind the scene. The momentum has been going. We just don't see it or notice it. That's it. So don't find your purpose. Don't go keep on searching your purpose. You don't search for your purpose. Purpose comes to you when you are in alignment. Clear out the dirty laundry. So start now. At any given moment, you can make changes and at any given moment. Remember that. This is also something that a lot of motivational speakers will share this piece. Don't think it's too late to make changes. There's no such thing that is too late. When we say time, the timeline is so linear that we felt like we lost time if we don't do something at this very moment. So we are fucked. Excuse my language. But again, you have to be able to recognize at each moment, at each second pass by, at this very moment, I can still make the decision to make something different, create something different for something that I truly desire. And that influence will be phenomenal because everything that comes to this point behind me was because of the decision right there, the second before, to create this reality. In other words, make a change, make a decision to make positive changes now, then you are going to shift your trajectory. That is a very important message. There's no such things called it's too late to do this. It's too late to go back to school. It's too late to change my career. It's too late to find somebody that I will love and be able to fall in love with some beautiful being, whatever that might be. Could be a dog, like this one. Okay, so paint a new picture. You have to really know that you can create the life coming from all the beautiful things after you clean out your room. Dirty laundry is gone, garbages are gone. You clean out the space, your lights just shine through you, and where you can see, feel, just know your purpose. Your heart sings beautiful tunes to your soul and to other souls. You can paint this new picture as if you have this new canvas to create a new painting. What you want to create coming from that, not coming from that. This is a tool to help you to execute what is coming from here, not the other way around. So once again, your desire coming from here, seeds are planted, things are already there, but you're not seeing it. Now you're seeing it. Now you know exactly what you're inspired to do, your purpose. Then you tell the brain, okay, I got the purpose, I got my desire, I got my passion, I'm really motivated. Come up with something, right? So you work closely with the brain, with your mind. That's how come when you're in tune with this, and then this is the second in command, this is the first in command, now you're talking. Now you're able to shift things around and create the reality that you truly want. Now, painting a new painting is almost the same as like creating a new narrative. So we always have different narratives when it comes to different situations. So for example, I will have a different narrative with money, right? So a lot of people have really pretty bad narrative with money, bad relationship with money. So you have to really rewrite that, right? Same thing for personal relationships, same thing for a lot of different little segments that you can dissect it. Sometimes you will see their interconnectedness on the on why I feel in a certain way about money, where is that coming from. You can connect the dots to be able to see that all, because that's coming from what happened back then, and then you can see these two things are linked up. So when you're able to do one thing to rewrite your narrative, that will break the chain. So in other words, sometimes you really don't have to do everything in the little pieces, but you have to know that from time to time you will have to really peel the onion one layer at a time. But at the same time, you may also notice sometimes certain things are kind of tied up together when you are breaking off. What was the bubble game? The little green looks like a little dinosaur dragon. There's an old game. You shoot the balls. Sometimes you have these, a cluster of balls, and then there's a couple thing and hanging here. And what happened was when you shoot the ball to the top end, right, the whole thing will just come off. So instead of doing the little part at the bottom piece, and then you have to go all the way up, you can shoot the top part, the whole thing will be removed. And then now you will have a chance to rebuild and recreate, rewrite the narrative, paint a new picture. That's what I mean by that. Not saying it will work all the time, but sometimes you see that you clear one thing, rewrite the new narrative, you are shifting your mindset, then other stuff right below it will also be shifted as well. So start now, start today, because once you make the decision and start to take action towards your goal, whether it is about your physical health, or you just want to be happy, or you want to be just be able to trust yourself and believe in yourself. It sounds so simple and yet profoundly important. Can you imagine that you can just shift the way you look at yourself and show a lot more love and appreciation and trust your ability and capability and your personal power? That will be what I call, you kill off the big chunk, the whole thing will come off. Because by shifting the mindset to be able to believe in yourself, now you will be a powerful creator. Then you can truly create something that you want to achieve, no matter what it is. That will shift the whole entire chunk of it. Versus you do a little something on, I get hurt because I have a bad breakup or divorce, and certain things got triggered, work on that piece. Then you just work on that one piece, right? You remove that, you feel better. Kudos. That will be different from you talk about trusting yourself and talk about self-empowerment and be able to shift that mindset. That is a bigger piece of change and shift. But anyways, I hope you don't have any questions. And moving forward, this is also going back to the healing piece. Time and space and form, we don't have all this. I mean, we only talk about time and space and physical manifestation, our body, the table, the house, and all that, but in reality, in the different dimension, in the consciousness, there is no such thing we call time, space, form, stuff. Everything's formless, right? So when we are in this 3D reality right now, when I talk about healing, I talk about meditation, I talk about being in alignment with your authentic self, right? With your divine source, where your light can come through. That means you are in complete alignment when that happens. And during that great, awesome, feeling good, feeling clear, feeling calm, feeling so loving, when you're in that complete alignment and do healing, whether it's for yourself or for other people, regardless, as you do that, you're not only healing yourself or somebody else, you're not only healing this very moment or this very problem, you are healing the whole entire timeline. You basically, you do one healing, you got the bonus. I always call it BOGOs. A lot of times when I talk about healing, people don't get it. Why I talk about healings all the time, why I talk about energy healings, because people stuck on the 3D mindset. When I talk about energy that transcend beyond the 3D world, this go beyond our existence here. This is a different reality here. 3D, it's very limiting. And so when we talk about energy, we are really talking about something go beyond what we can perceive, because we can only be aware of that consciousness. Oh guys, please, really, I talk about everything everywhere all at once. Watch that movie. If you really want to understand what I just said, that's exactly when people talk about parallel universes. Don't even talk about past life. There's no past, present, future, because that's timeline. Our consciousness don't deal with the timeline. A higher consciousness, there's no timeline. So when you are able to be in alignment in that consciousness, the oneness, that divine, everything happens all at once. So when you do healing, you're doing healing for all, not just for one individual, one entity. No, it's to everybody, everything that is connected, all clear, all healed, all done, all at once. That is why energy healing is so powerful. It's because the energy healing is coming from us being in alignment with our higher self, with the divine, with God. That's it. That is the true essence of why energy healing works. Not because I'm special, no. This human body can only live so long, and then it will have to be like go being biodegradable. You know, this is not meant to last long. I mean, it would be cool if it lasts for more than 100 years, but I don't shoot for that. But again, it's really going back to why energy healing works. Why we talk about staying in alignment as long, as frequent as you can. Because when you do, your true self has such a higher frequency, right? The higher vibrational frequency, that anything will just shift it naturally, automatically, without you trying. It just doesn't work. Higher vibration, lower vibration, when they happen to come around just enough, it will shift this. It will not be destroyed, but it will shift and transform and transmute the energy naturally. It just works that way. You don't have to look up on Google. You don't have to flip a manual. There's no manuals needed. It just happens that way. It's amazingly beautiful. It's magnificent when you talk about energy healing, because it's truly coming down to that piece. And of course, you can do baby step, right? We can do healing when we're sensitive enough, We'll feel some congestion, like, okay, let me just move it out, move the chi. Same thing doing acupuncture, right? That's my background. I have my master's in acupuncture. Same concept, right? Congestion. You unblock the channel, chi moves, pain goes away, disease goes away, everything's restored back to balance. That's really what it is. Balance. How can we make it balanced? We don't need to make it balanced. We just kind of naturally allow the energy, the life force, to move along. That's it. We don't do anything extra. The life force does it. The intelligence within the life force, the divine, our breath is coming from the divine. Our breath, it's God. Everything in us is God. It's the creator, it's the divine. It is beautiful and it is powerful. We are a lot more powerful than we thought we are. I'm not saying or discounting the amazing technology and all that, but we are already an amazing design itself, us. But then we tend to find stuff on the outside, so we create things on the outside. And don't get me wrong, I love this technology, so I can talk to everybody and put my video on YouTube, so people can just watch it at anywhere on this planet, and maybe even outside of the planet Earth. I don't know, but you see what I'm saying. So it's great to have these wonderful tools, to have technologies, to have other support, but because we're so focusing on that, we lost sight on that. This is the most important thing that we're ever given as a gift. We got a great tool, but we need to know how to calibrate and recalibrate so that we can utilize the full fledged of all the functions and what it's capable to do. We got the tool. We got the juice. We just have to make it right so that we can do a lot of amazing, wonderful things, to serve our higher purpose. That's it. Anyhow, so thank you so much. And obviously, Rocky Balboa has been truly snoring the whole time. I can't really make him to stop, so forgive him. He's a good boy, and I actually really like to hear him snoring, but because of the recording, this is not so great to have his snores. I guess it would be just the white noise. Not the same white noise that I will use for my hypnotherapy clients. But anyways, I really appreciate all of you to join me on this video. And I said that I try to keep it short. Obviously, I'm still talking too much. But hey, you know what? It's okay. As you can see on this particular slide, I actually share with you some of the contact information and also my website. I do have my website, oneloveonemind.org. If you want to schedule a private session with me, feel free to check out on that website and be able to schedule an appointment. Now, my Facebook community page, it's there. The purpose of that page is truly to spark conversations and also be able to have interaction with people who wants to stay connected with me. So that is a safe space that I created, and hopefully people will be able to utilize that space more, and then probably we will have some other amazing events in the future and share with the community page, that whole group. Now, one last thing is important. My Ko-fi page becomes a quite significantly important. I'm learning all this stuff because I didn't really put a lot of time to do all this. I was doing some other work, obviously. So Ko-fi page, it's great. I really appreciate somebody actually create this Ko-fi thing, because without having these platforms, I won't be able to do this. Without YouTube, I won't be able to share this with you. And so again, I do have a lot of appreciation for things that I'm able to leverage and utilize for me to be able to share what I want to share. So again, Ko-fi will allow you to be able to see some of the videos. I'm still not too sure what other stuff I will upload, but one thing for sure, I will post any ongoing events, workshops, and healing sessions, especially for the distant healing session. So the energy healing session for the group is usually just limited to 5 or less people. So that way I can give some one-on-one time in the breakout room with each person as I will be doing energy healing. So it will create a little bit more intimacy, but without causing you an arm or a leg to receive healing. It's a very minimal fee for people who would love to join me in the group healing session on Teams. Once you sign up for it, it's only $10 per person, and then you will get the link, and then we will go into the meeting space, right? So we'll use Teams as a platform, and that way we can have direct interaction just for a few people, a smaller group. That way I will be able to answer some questions. Perhaps it won't be a long question and answer, but at least you will have that interaction with me. So again, thank you so much for spending this time with me and watch this video. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. And I do have my information as well on the description box. You can go to my website and find my email. I didn't put the email here, but that's okay. You can find me on one of those pages. You will be able to see my contact, even on Ko-fi. So again, until next time, I will create another video pretty soon, and I will talk to you soon. Thank you.